What's going on, VillaCapri? Hello, everybody. If you're listening on the replay, hello, Philadelphia. We are live from VillaCapri here in Doylestown. Where is that, Vince Quinn? That is West 51st West Court Street. I have been saying it perfectly all week, and here I am getting nervous under the lights. I am John Barchard. That is Vince Quinn. And the auspicious, the wonderful, who is wearing the most perfect hat thing for today, Matt Mertea. Everybody, welcome to this program.
Woo! Thank you. Happy to be here. And if you've heard Right the Radio, you know that I tend to match. So I figured black shirt, got to go with the black hat.
I like
and, of course, Eagles.
It's a good look.
It is perfect. Like I said, Matt has all the quirkiness that you could possibly want in an Eagles writer, podcaster, and more. And he's probably going to have a lot going on here too. Vince Quinn. I don't know what the getup is with the LaDainian Tomlinson jersey here, but he's here. So
what do you mean?
I don't. What can you explain?
Yeah, it's the start of the NFL season, John. Okay, it is the start of the NFL season. I didn't want to wear an Eagles shirt today.
Right.
I will wear that on Sunday. We'll have plenty of time to wear Eagles gear.
Right.
This is the best jersey. I said this before. I will say it again. This is the single best jersey in the history of the NFL. Is a LaDainian Tomlinson powder blue Chargers jersey.
Coming to basically an Eagles pep rally at 4 o'clock on a Thursday, showing up with an LT jersey. I mean, I guess, can you just say Dallas sucks at least?
Yeah, definitely. No question about that. We're going to lose today by a billion.
Take the Bucks tonight. But Matt Mertea, are the Cowboys, in fact, your pick for the NFC East? Is that what are you like Francisco Rojas here and you're trying to cause trouble already?
No. I wouldn't pick the Cowboys if my life depended on it.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't do it.
Thank goodness. So Matt is going to pick the Eagles to win the NFC East then, right? That's perfect. We're all in agreement. It's the Eagles.
No.
We have faces.
No.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So if it's not Dallas, who could possibly else win the NFC East here?
I'm a huge believer in Riverboat Ron and the team down in Washington.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's unfortunately wrong. But I think for the sake of tonight, as we do kind of like the NFC East preview, we're going to do win-loss. Vince is actually going to take us on tour of this fine establishment.
Oh, yeah.
Which there are, check this out. I know it's hard to see on camera because it's so bright, but Liquid Death has sent us these cool, very much coffins that they keep their wonderful Liquid Death cans in. And we hope to get a ton more as giveaways throughout. So,
wait, and can I wait?
Oh, it's got a nice light underneath. It blows it out.
It's got a light switch
for the display. So
it's got
again,
a light switch on it.
Just a lot of cool things that you could just come and experience and
That's
all
awesome.
that. Yeah,
I love that.
Olivia saying LT, so she agrees with you.
See, it's a gorgeous
Thanks,
jersey.
Olivia.
It's a gorgeous jersey. All right.
Not gorgeous. Matt's pick for the NFC East. So let's just get this out of the way, and then I want to go through an exercise because I believe all of you listening and watching firmly believe that the Eagles are going to win the East. And if you don't know that yet, just go listen to my hype speech on episode 5 because that'll pretty much get you there if you're teetering on it. But Matt, why Washington?
Well, I tried. I did listen to the speech. I got close. I was so almost there.
Yeah.
But Washington, to me, just seems like it's the most complete team. It's the most together team, right? You have Rivera there for a decent period of time now. You have essentially the whole roster coming back.
Yep.
And they have Fitzpatrick, who is going to be able to manage a game close enough that with all the skill position players that they have, they should be able to come out of this thing the best, because eventually everybody's going to split. Because all these teams are good enough to beat each other, but nobody's good enough to really beat each other twice, as a guarantee. Except for the Giants. They're good to lose every game, pretty much, in the division.
Well, they
I
stink.
like the sound of that.
All right, so let me ask you this then. What is the record if Washington wins the division?
Yeah.
If Washington wins, I see them, they're an 11-6, a 10-7.
Ooh, okay.
It's going to be close.
Washington's
It's going to be a lot closer.
10 or
I think.
11 games.
All right.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, God. Okay.
I can't wait to get this on tape and then replay it. I might even send this. I might send a highlighted package of every discussion that happens here out of Matt's mouth to Old Takes Exposed, so you guys can help me with that too. I mean, I'm glad we have this.
Well, let's
on
wait
record.
for Francisco, Mr. Cowboys, winning the division. All right, once he gets on.
I just hope my coffin is as well backlit as that Liquid Death.
That's right. What he's a pro already, folks. He's a pro already. So, okay, I'm just going to go against you here, and then we're going to find out all the other little intricacies of the NFC East.
Idiosyncrasies?
Yeah, idiosyncrasies
Yes,
is what I was looking for.
idiosyncrasies.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, see, and I'm right with Andrew, who is saying that they just don't have the firepower, the offense, and if we really believe that Ryan Fitzpatrick is suddenly just going to jump out from his Miami streak, which, by the way, is a really crazy situation. I believe not letting Ryan Fitzpatrick continue has split the locker room. I don't think they can play for Tua anymore. Like, between all this and what's happening in the offseason, I think I'm right. But who on earth is Fitzpatrick throwing to? We kind of went through this on the last episode too, but like, are you going to throw slants to Terry McLaurin for 29 times in a row? Like, what is the plan offensively? And if you're telling me that Ron Rivera and offense don't matter in 2021, then we're in big trouble, folks. And Matt's been saying some really silly things, because I think he says silly things just like Vince does. They need concrete experience, and they just can't look, one little step forward here. The Washington, and just whatever you think of Ron Rivera's fine.
Yeah.
Great coach, great guy, whatever. Not significant in any way in win totals, division titles, Super Bowls, and all that stuff. I know he's been there, but he's not going back. Secondly, and here, more importantly, nothing ever works out for Washington. You can change the culture. You can move a bunch of pieces around. You can say we're a different football team and whatever. Every single one of their moves is PR related. It is not football related, and that's the difference. Look at this wholesome 1985 Bears football team that plays defense and has a sure, smart guy playing quarterback and blah, blah, blah. Look at Antonio Gibson. Look at blah, 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 blah. It's Dan Snyder. It's Washington. 7 wins. Have a nice season. They're not, it'll be functional enough to be just under 500.
All right, well, yeah, and I'll follow that up real quick, because we will make the case for them shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So I will make the case for them in a little bit. But that's pretty much where I'm at, too. Like, he likes having a guy to chuck the ball to. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a reckless man. He is a reckless man by nature. That's what makes him good when he's good, is he's reckless, and it works. He is a living craps table. And so when it hits, great. Everyone's fun. Everyone's high-fiving. It's a great time. He blows up a lot, and I can't trust that guy. For a defense-first team to have a quarterback like that scares me. And, well, for me, actually, it makes me feel pretty good. But from the analysis side of, like, what I'm going to trust, I would have trust issues in that. So, yeah, like, I don't think the team is built for him. That's what I worry about with Washington. That's why I'm out.
Well, they have the offensive trifecta, right? They have a Terry McLaurin, who is a very good receiver. He might be probably the best receiver in the division if we're starting off right now.
Actually not. That's not an unfair statement.
Right.
That's an interesting take. Yeah, like him, Kenny Galladay. Cooper gets hurt. I would say Cooper, but he gets hurt a lot.
Yep.
Right. And then you have Logan Thomas. He's a playmaking tight end that's huge in this league. And then Antonio Gibson, a good to a very good back he could evolve into. But apart from that, we've talked a lot about the 2 QB system and how injuries happen, and they're bound to happen in a 17-game schedule.
Yep.
Who has the most experience, the most consistent backup out of anybody in the division? Washington, with Tyler Heineke.
Wait, more experienced backup than Flacco?
Well, then Flacco in the division, in the system.
Oh, outside. Okay.
Right? Flacco, what? First off, we don't even think Flacco is going to be here.
Well, yeah, he should be QB3.
Flacco's not long for this world in Eagles green.
Well, for 8 weeks, he's here.
Well, yeah. But
I don't know.
Yeah. If Jalen Hurts is getting hurt, that means the offensive line went down, which means there's no way they can protect a Joe Flacco, which means, he's next. But
you
combine that with the defense, and I think they've got something. I think they've got enough that they can eke out a division that's going to basically eat itself.
Oh, yes.
That's
that
totally
going to
happen, yeah.
But I don't think it's going to happen like that this year. I think it is one clear team at the top. I don't think it's split into – I think it's very definitive. It finally starts looking like, the AFC East a little one team's going to come out of this and be not dominant, but way more year-to-year competitive, in my opinion. Like, this is finally the time where the division starts to work itself out a little more, and it's not going to become the NFC West, but like somebody from this division is finally going to have a 2-year, 3-year run at the top. There's been too many building blocks, right? I don't know. Like,
Washington already has the year, so they're the closest to putting together that 2 to 3 year run.
Yeah, after they got in, after the Eagles allowed them to get into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
How many wins did they have? 7?
I think so. Yeah.
Man, what a terrible division it was.
Awful. Just an awful division all
It was
around.
so bad.
All right, so then let's make the case. So that's what I can't. I cannot see
Washington
winning this division based on Matt's arguments today. Can you?
My Fitzpatrick worries are too deep.
Yeah.
They're too deep.
So I'm going to say now and please chime in too. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves right now. And if you're listening to this on the podcast or honestly live, 215-509-5833 to let us know what your kind of scope on the division is and where we're kind of maybe missing some stuff here with this Eagles team. First and foremost, let's get the obvious thing out of the way. The Eagles don't win the division. Jalen Hurts stinks. Right, we've been debating that pretty much all.
Yeah, turnover machine, and it totally comes to fruition. He can't hit the deep ball, all
right.
that stuff. Yeah,
right. That's number one. Number two, and this was kind of like what we've asked the Discord, and feel free to chime in there as well. But who is more important in this Eagles season? Is it Sirianni or is it Hurts? Because I think it's Hurts, no doubt. And if Sirianni's okay or even under par, and Jalen Hurts being great, you can get away with that. I would say Hurts is way more important for the season success versus Nick Sirianni.
See, I go Sirianni, and it's easy to me. I mean, the thing is, Jalen Hurts is not good enough to overcome any coach. He's just not. Like, some quarterbacks are good enough to overcome bad coaching. I don't believe in him as being that guy. Even on an optimistic end, I don't believe in him as being that guy. So you need a coach that can do the job job properly. We talked last episode with Tech and Prem and all that.
Yeah.
We talked with them about the idea, and Prem is here, but we were talking a little. Hi, Prem. So we were talking a little bit about, do they use 2 tight ends more?
Yep.
Do they use 3 wide receivers more? Like, that is a big Sirianni question. So if I have to go between those 2, I go Sirianni. That's where I'm at.
I have to say it's Hurts, because Hurts the guy who's sort of painting himself into a corner now.
Right.
Because he won the PR campaign at the end of last season. He was making appearances all over the place.
Ooh,
now,
forgot about that.
he has every saying in the book out there, being the coffee bean, rent is due, right? He says he's a rare breed. He set himself up that if he doesn't live up to his own expectations, then it's a failure, right? If he underperforms or doesn't reach some limit that he now has to push himself towards, what are we left with, right? And if that first round pick comes through, then you have real serious questions coming on.
Oh, he's done. I mean, if he stinks this year, he's done. If he's average this year, he's probably done. Unless the team loves him.
This might sound like a ridiculous question, but are the Eagles kind of in a win-win situation here no matter how the division goes? I mean, if you win the division and Hurts comes out a champion, we all know the obvious there. But if he fails tremendously and let's just say I'm completely wrong and I've missed the boat on this and they are just a 4, 5, 6 win team again, isn't that like a great situation to be in no matter what? You get to find out if you have a quarterback now. If not, he's the backup you determined to be with Carson Wentz, and he sticks with you, and then you go find the next guy to compete with him, or bring in another vet like Aaron Rodgers or whatever at that
I'm
point.
getting giddy on that.
Aren't the Eagles in a phenomenal position no matter what happens this year?
Yeah, they can't lose. You can't lose in this spot.
They're in a lose or a win-win situation.
Here's the other thing, too. Everyone expects this team to be garbage.
Yeah.
Or enough people do. I think more people are listening to the show and they're becoming positive, so I'll take that for what it's worth.
Just look at this shirt if you need a reminder of what that felt like, by the way.
Yeah. So, it's been rough.
Yeah.
But the expectations now are so low that if the team fails, nobody's going to be that angry either. You're going to be annoyed in the moment, but if you expect them to win 5 or 6 games, who cares? So, they're in the ultimate – unless they win 2 games this year and it is absolute Armageddon, they're fine.
Yeah, I think so. No, you disagree?
I don't like – if Hurts proves to not be the guy, we can't keep him here, because then if we draft somebody, then it's a whole other cycle of development, and it's do we have Hurts sitting behind this guy that we've drafted to replace him? Do we have Hurts go out there for another year while some guy learns the ropes? And if it is, like, who's the quarterback coming out of college this year?
Yeah, I don't
Right,
know.
we don't have a
That's
Justin
true.
Fields. We
Everyone's-
don't have a Zach Wilson. There's not a, obviously he's not Trevor Lawrence, but I mean, is there even a Trey Lance?
There's a couple of them, and I
Maybe
forget-
a late breaking guy, but
I've
nobody right at the top.
Not yet, and usually, like, this is no one knows at this stage. No one knows at this. It's someone's going to come out and rise to the top. It always kind of does, but yeah, we never know. Everyone always says every year, like, oh, this is the QB, this is the year to draft a QB, and like, oh, this is the year, isn't it? And every single one of them end up stinking. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, all that. Like,
Yeah.
same thing. Dak Prescott ends up being the bell of the bird after after all that stuff too. Anyway, so
I like how you converted Bell of the Ball to Bell of the Bird.
yeah,
very smooth
it's our
by you.
show. You know, like,
Yeah.
come on. Yeah, no, I think it's a. And then you just try it again, and it only proves that you need two quarterbacks in this league. So
At worst case scenario, what happens if Min comes in and has a 4-game lash like Hurts did last year?
then you
Oh my God.
then you've got great competition in your QB room.
Then we've got people sporting Fu Manchus all across the city and wearing bandanas.
Yeah, and that'll happen quickly. I know us.
I'll sport one.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'll
approve the
sport it and
movement.
be out here.
I'm on the record in the Discord. I want to go on the podcast.
Yeah.
If Minshew gets a start, right? If he wore a ridiculous suit and like a silk shirt, I will be here that Sunday wearing a similar getup.
You and Bobby Dubs are going to be perfect together.
Oh,
'cause,
yeah.
Bobby's going to bring big heads for everybody. I think he's got Hertz and BG and a whole bunch of others to just kind of mask himself and others with during the program. So that should be a lot of fun. If Minshew comes in, again, it's not the worst thing in the world. You're still either drafting or taking somebody. Minshew's not a franchise quarterback, I don't believe.
No, he's a backup, but that is the nice thing. I mean, going back to the division here and how everything can break, and part of the belief in the Eagles is that especially as we get a couple of weeks into the season and Minshew has some time to learn what the deal is here and become the QB2, then they can win those games.
100%.
And as long as you have that kind of depth, that's another thing I feel good about. And like for Dallas, we went through it. It was what Mike Glennon? Was it
Glennon.
Mike
Cooper-
Glennon?
it
Cooper
was.
Rush?
Yeah, or Cooper Rush,
Yeah.
Dallas or New York.
Or the Giants.
I
that's right.
think the Giants are Mike
Mike
Glennon.
Glennon, that's
yeah.
right, yeah.
So
He's still in the league?
yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's the thing. It was like, wait, how is it like that? That is the only guy because you know what it is. Daniel Jones is terrible. Everybody knows.
Yep.
Dave Tillman knows, and they won competition for Daniel Jones this year.
What is it about him? Is it that he's like a slightly more athletic Eli?
Yeah, it's
but
good.
without any of the things that made Eli good?
Exactly.
He looks like Eli. I mean, he looks like he's out of a Wallace and Gromit cartoon. Like
Yeah, they
if
didn't
Eli
even-
was in there. And see, you're laughing 'cause it's on point.
It is on point.
He's a claymated
And-
cheese lover.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
totally got that look. I can't get over that, by the way. It bothers me every time. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, how do you look like that? But anyway, yeah, you look at him. Yeah, he's just not that good. They've wanted to believe it for so long. Hey, I'm proving you wrong, but they're drafting wide receivers. They know it's bad, so they
Yeah.
stink. Like I'll say this: as we go to counter arguments against the Eagles, I will not make one for the Giants. They are not. There is
can't
no
do it.
universe where they win the division. I refuse to talk about them in a positive light. It's not. It's not going to happen.
And I think that's totally fair. Yeah, the Giants. Actually, you know what we can do? Can we have a round of applause? Well, I'm sorry. I'll round of applause for everybody. Congratulations to the Giants for eliminating themselves in the NFC East before the season starts, right?
Yay!
Thanks
God
for
bless.
participating. Really appreciate it. As that you see Prim in the back getting another beer. And
There he
Matt
goes.
just wants to make me order a beer. So that's how compelling VillaCapri is in their environment of just like everything smells good, everything looks good. Vince is actually going to give us a tour here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do that, I think the number one reason why the Eagles couldn't win this division, and you probably both hate this, is honestly their defense. And I know it's the front seven, all of their starters. I'm totally with everybody. Do they have a potential to be a top 10 unit? 100%, 100%. But behind that, oh boy, we're hopped up about Steven Nelson right now. He goes down, then what? Rodney McLeod goes down, then what?
Rodney McLeod's not even healthy.
I know. That's what I'm
He's
saying.
not up yet.
It's just like you're already starting down. And if BG goes off, if Josh Sweat goes off, if none of that, if that tends to happen, I think the defensive depth is not going to keep this team alive. I just don't.
Yeah, secondary depth in the secondary is scary. They've got enough guys that are still rolling the dice on at linebacker. I don't know anything about him. Like, how good is Sean Bradley really? What can he be? I don't know. I have no clue who that guy is really. So who knows with the linebackers? But I'm not horrified of that. They've got athleticism. I want to see where it goes. Secondary does scare me a lot because corners are on the field a lot, and they're going to be on a lot, especially like Dallas is the main competition to me for the division. So looking at Dallas, they've got 3 wide receivers. They're going to spread you out a lot. You're going to have those kinds of corners. And if they're dealing with injuries, that is a big loss for them.
Think I'm right or wrong there? I think the defense is not as good as people are giving credit to.
Yeah, right now. I mean, it's going to come down to, I think a lot of pressure now is going to be on Avonte Maddox. He has to fend off Zach McPherson and whoever he's lining up against in the slot. And if Slay or Nelson go down, I mean, who gets pushed outside? And then, the safety depth, I think, is not very good because we don't really know what we have in Kayvon Wallace. And I think, Marcus Epps?
Yeah, who's been around for forever.
I think he stinks. I mean, we saw him get crushed and basically knocked out against San Francisco. Last year. They couldn't be worth a little.
Yeah. And then you used to say occasionally, and they only got 4 on the roster. So not great.
It's not. It's I just
might be Gannon though. I don't.
And who knows? I think the mystery of that's why we're all so excited too. Of Sunday was just like, what are they gonna? What's everyone running? What's everyone doing?
Yeah.
And that could change everyone's kind of perspective here pretty quickly because. If they're smart enough to work with what they got around that and create a scheme around it, then fantastic. They're way more geniuses than I give them credit for, but I just don't think they have the kind of horses to do it. Anything else that you don't believe or Vince doesn't believe has enough firepower for the Eagles to win the NFC East this year?
Matt, you got something?
Well, it's not necessarily that I don't think it has enough firepower, but I think I'm worried about the running back room being discounted. Because we talk so heavily about Jalen Hurts making the throws, Devonta Smith's development. Is Jalen Reagor going to be better? Is Quez Watkins something? If it was me, I'd have 3 running backs out there. I'm going full pistol, right? And I think we could be wasting the best part of the offense.
Wow.
Because we're discounting, maybe not Miles Sanders, who kind of seems like he is who he is at this point, but Kenneth Gainwell, right? And then Boston Scott is sort of a change of pace pass-catching guy. You guys got me excited talking the last episode about, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs. I think they could push that even further. And, that's why I worry, what's Sirianni's personality when it comes to play calling?
Yeah.
Running backs scare me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm horrified of the running backs.
What if Jordan Howard gets touches? Oh, no.
That's terrible. No, that is terrible. Oh my God! If Jordan Howard gets touches, I'm going to be pissed. I'm mad he's on the practice squad. Like I'm so out on Jordan Howard, it's ridiculous. He doesn't have it anymore. He's a power back that lost weight. Okay, like he doesn't have it anymore. He can't play.
Yeah.
But anyway, looking at the running backs, like Boston Scott is a little guy, catches a couple of passes here and there, great, fine. It's a 3rd running back, whatever. But Miles Sanders is so important to this team as a pure runner and home run hitter. And if he's not healthy or he doesn't give you a quality performance this year in a team that is supposed to do that, I think Miles Sanders is super important for this season, and we really haven't talked about him at all. It's the fact that he was able to get 70-yard touchdowns enough last year was amazing. But he also had some really bad weeks and carries in between that too. So how good is Miles Sanders? This is a really big year for him as he's getting to the back end of his contract. I don't know. I wanted to believe he's one of the best running backs in the NFL. I don't know. I have no idea how good he really is, and I hope it doesn't go down.
That's it. Will they forsake the run game to try to figure out Jalen Hurts?
Maybe, but it actually makes me feel great that they're only carrying 3 running backs because that means they're passing the ball. They're passing the ball. They're passing the ball. I think 4 was always too much for Doug. I think I argued that a couple of preseasons. It's just and especially with the way that they use them. So you might see some pistol looks. You might see it. And to have all 3 of those guys and 2 pass catchers, Miles being the purest runner that he is, cool. Like that's good. I think that's a good thing. That means JJ's going to get on the field more. It means they're probably going to run more 11 and 22 and less 12. Is what I would guess out of all of that. So that's a good thing. I don't think the perception that they're going to run the football, I think is false. I really do. I think that someone has asked that in the press conference a few times. You're seeing what the Colts do. The Colts carry more than 3 running backs, don't they? Like notoriously, they've always carried 4. And I'm pretty sure Doug's come out of that thing and they're caring for. You might see similar schemes, absolutely. Outside zone, all that's yes. But I don't think this is I think they're going to be more effective. I don't think they're going to run the ball more. I think this is going to be very pass-heavy offense.
I'm worried I've talked myself into JJ being on the field.
All you need to do is put him in open space, and I think he can catch a football. So I think that's what they're aiming here.
Well, so could Jack Stoll. I mean, what's the difference?
Well, yeah, if you get me into open space, I will catch the football.
Not in that
okay?
jersey. Not in that
yes,
jersey.
Did you see LaDainian Tomlinson? He caught everything.
LaDainian Tomlinson did.
Yes.
Vince Quinn wearing LaDainian Tomlinson did not.
We're basically the same guy. I don't know what to tell you. I was great at Texas Christian. Go look up the tape. Yeah. Okay? Just go look up the tape.
What'd you play?
Running back.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Duh.
My bad.
God.
My bad.
Man.
Where were we?
Go Horned Frogs.
Yeah, go Horned Frogs. Well, we were talking about problems with the team and worries about running back.
I think it's going to be a very open offense. It's not going to have to necessarily this person's skill set has to match up on this person, which is a very Doug thing to do throughout the week.
Well, yeah, and I forget who mentioned that before. It might have been you, Matt. Somebody was talking about how it was so telegraphed before that you knew whoever was on the field exactly what was happening.
Yes.
It's like, oh, Jordan Howard's out there. All right, well, it's a straight run. Or it's the dumbest pass you could possibly throw. So, we're not going to defend it.
Yeah.
It was just, it was too orchestrated. It was too obvious.
I'm glad you brought that up because a former player that for Doug, I had chatted with him, and he had said it was almost exactly that. Their prep would go into all of that for the week. And then suddenly, Thursday or Friday, some of that would change, and then Sunday, some of it would change again. So, it was in the last, year or two, as it was kind of folding out there when there was, rumors of Howie and them going back and forth in control.
Yeah.
Something happened between that and the coaching staff because there would be a plan, and then it would change, and then you'd get to Sunday. So that made more sense in context. I was like, no wonder everything looked so crazy last year. You know what I mean? No wonder so many people were just going oh, yeah, right. We're doing this now instead. And
My God.
It wasn't just because of that, but the injuries too played a huge factor. You'd be so concentrating on this person's going to be able to go, now they can't, and it shifts, and it was pretty disjointed. So that alone, I feel great about heading into this season and where this offense is going to be. But where else do you see I'll give you the last one. What's the third main reason that the Eagles probably shouldn't win the NFC East?
For me, it's the receivers stink. They have maybe
Wide receivers actually stink.
Yeah, they might have one of the worst receiving cores in football. I mean, really. It could be Devontae Smith and nobody else.
I think that's okay. You can still get by on that because you have two tight ends as long as they have wide receiver
and that's the thing.
Some guys.
They'll have to lean into tight ends like that.
I don't think it's it's never as big of an issue as everyone makes it out to be. It's never been that way. That's been my whole feel on it. Would it be nice to have Mike Evans? Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's an actual problem. I can't actually say it's the wide receiver stink. Can you?
No, but I guess I'm looking at it the left side of the line as sort of my big factor as to why they may collapse.
Okay.
Right? Because if injuries happen to Brooks or Lane, okay, yeah, that happens. We can't, discount that, and saying injuries is cop-out. But if Dillard, or not Dillard, if Mailata doesn't get any better, doesn't take that next developmental step, and Sayamalo just is who he is, they can have an issue coming off that left side. And, I mean, that is sort of the linchpin. That's the weak spot. And if that starts folding, the rest of the team's going to be
That's fair. We're automatically assuming
chaos.
Jordan Mailata is going to work.
Yeah, he is the blind side on a quarterback with right now a fumbling problem.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
notable.
Yes, very
He
very
is
much
4
so.
years into his football career.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Crazy.
And, that's
And a full
another
season
thing
of tape, basically.
I never understood from last year is holding on to Jason Peters that long to disrupt any type of, progression from Jordan Mailata when he was back and healthy this year. Instead, he ended up being IR'd for most of the year before too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was a vitally huge mistake.
Well,
but
him and Laurie would get together to play Parcheesi. They like Scrabble. They have a couple of games they really like to play together. Laurie couldn't find somebody else for game night. They're like, let's just give Jason another year. Why not?
Hell of a bridge player, I hear.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, I mean, if anyone in the comments wants to chime in, feel free. If you listen to the podcast, 215-509-5833. Any reasons, massive reasons that can't convince you that the Eagles are going to win the NFC East? I personally can't see it any other way, just based off of coaching and personnel in the rest of the league, and that's automatically assuming that Nick Sirianni's okay. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at.
Well, yeah, but looking at the other side of things, I mean, making the case for not just against the Eagles, but also for the other teams. I mean, what's the case for Dallas? Elite offense, right?
100%.
I mean, you're looking at, if it works, it's a top 5 offense in the NFL. Mike McCarthy's actually figured out things again as an offensive coach. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Which is why I'm betting on the Eagles to win the division. This is exactly why. Mike McCarthy,
I think it's a good bet.
Specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, top 5 offense. Dak is healthy. Offensive line stays healthy. They've had a lot of problems there, and the defense isn't historically one of the worst defenses that's ever played in the NFL, which is a track that they've been on. So that's pretty much the argument for Dallas, right? That's where it all goes.
And you know, Dak being Dak, and that's I know people are kind of waiting for, like, oh, he's not going to be as good after the ACL and all that. Probably not. He'll probably be just fine.
Well, it does concern me today. They were talking about how he lost feeling in his foot after the surgery.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like just in his toes, or like a lot of bit of his foot?
Like, I think he was saying his toes and part of his foot, which is concerning.
It's a little bit concerning, I guess. I don't know. You can still move around, and just can't feel it as much, right?
I mean, Alex Smith played with drop foot, and you know, he was not bad, all things considered. Like he got the job done.
If Washington can scheme around Alex Smith's drop foot, a healthy Fitz who will take on a linebacker and lower his shoulder, I mean, they could do something with that.
I think that's very fair. Very fair. I think it's time to take a quick tour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
So what Vince is going to do is he's going to join the stream here for you, but we want you to check out this place in full, because this is what it's going to be like every Sunday. Prem from the Vet Alumni Podcast is going to join him along in it, because he's there too, and yeah, those guys are really cool. You can't see that, so I'll just. But they are. There it is. Oh, we're just gonna. Okay, here we go. Dual frame. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, off of Matt's butt. Good Lord.
Way too close. Way too close.
Way too close.
Take a tour. Let's take a tour.
Yeah, take a tour. Take a tour as Prim is going to take you outside to what we hope to be is like, and it's a nice rainy day outside here too, but this is the space that they kind of have outside for us. So Vince, if you want to flip around and show them where the TVs are going to kind of be.
Yeah, so
in the corners there, like
so we'll here's the TV. So we'll have one over there. We'll have one over here. You see, they got all the flags out here on the outside, which is pretty cool. They've got like this little boat table. I love the personality on the outside. It is fantastic. So wait, first boat-shaped table, and then wait for it. Boat!
Hey-o.
Actual boat!
Whoa.
Yeah, so if it floods again, we have somewhere to go. We can evacuate, so that's a good thing. Yeah, so what else we got around here? I mean, there's just so much going on. There's all sorts of different plants out here. They actually...
It smells absolutely amazing out here. Lots of different aromas.
Lots of different aromas.
And that happens because they have a smoker out here. So here's the smoker that is active right now. So you can actually kind of see the smoke coming out of it.
Oh, and baby.
Yeah, that's how they like doing business out here. Let's see what else we got going on.
Yeah, so where Vince is taking us now is eventually going to be the Bird's Nest West here. Is like, this is going to be the patio. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, brother. Take them right outside to that alleyway first.
Yeah, let's take a little peek down the alley.
Right
Look at this.
Here is going to be blocked off every Sunday, where we're going to have cornhole and a whole bunch of other games and stuff going. That's right. Yes, show them how it's done, son. So we'll have that whole courtyard and patio to us, and then take them into the eventually what we think is going to be the bird's nest here.
Yeah, so we are going inside here. This is the basement here at VillaCapri.
Yes, just getting started here. And
which, by the way,
kind of
note all the heat lamps. By the way, guys, a lot of heat lamps here, so for the outdoor seating crowd.
That's right. So this is gonna be the eventual VIP bar and all this other stuff back here. They've painted everything. If you want to show them the back wall again there, Vince, and kind of start getting it ready. Prem and that couch will not be there, but Prem will be there. It's that
Prem
probably
will
that
be
spot
here.
eventually in October when it gets a little cool. We'll have a bunch of TVs down there, surround sound, a podcast studio, a whole bunch of other stuff. Hopefully by the fall, November, December, or open something like that. So
If they're looking to move the couch.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Matt is going to take it and sleep on it. But this is what is so great about this place is they're so open to absolutely everything. They want us to be here forever. We want to be here forever, and they're going to design it specifically for us. So if you like something out here, tell them to keep building more of it. Oh yeah, Vince, let's see if you can come in through the pizza side there, through that side door. I think you can get it right through there, my friend. So Vince is going to take the.
Well, how about this? I'm going to take them around to the front real quick. Let's just go
take 'em
straight
up
around to the front.
That's even better.
Here we go. So yeah, and the
Well,
look
it
is
looked like
awesome.
you were running
out
like the Roadrunner there.
there. I had a slight Nicolas Cage man jog. Prem, how would you grade the man jog?
Fantastic.
B plus.
Solid B+.
All right, so we got a B plus on the man jog. Here we go. Front
Here we
door.
go. The wonderful entry to VillaCapri is where you'll see, and then to their left, obviously, you can take out beer. You can do all that fun stuff.
right.
And then this is where everything gets made, right there, then and there, right by the slice, bang, bang, bang. Everybody loves it so much from the lunch shift. You can't even get barbecue chicken and taco pizza anymore because Vince Quinn took care of the rest of that. But yes,
That was my
tomatoes,
lunch.
eyes on display. Even go behind there, Vince, if you want to. Oh yes, the meatballs ready to rock and roll into your oven. Good Lord. Love it, love it, love it. Everyone is having. Oh yes,
over
look,
here.
look at
Oh
that.
yeah, show me some of that goodness here.
I can practically smell
Look at
it
that
through the
bad boy.
screen.
Oh my goodness! Right out of the oven into the box. One of us, hopefully, on game day is going to be delivering one of those pizzas to you between the whole crew. Oh yes, it can't get any better than this. VillaCapri is one of the best places to get pizza,
Beautiful.
guys. This is awesome. Justin grabbing stuff from the window. I think Chef is back there. I'm not sure if he is or not tonight. Look at yes, sous chef. Sous chef is behind in there.
All right.
And, look at that. Already on display. Yes.
Also.
Look at that. I mean, look at that. Can't beat that. Bud Light is helping us out. $3 drafts, bottles, and Bud Light seltzer and Babe cans, which I don't even know is a thing. Did you know that is a thing?
Babe, I believe is a rosé
yes.
brand or a canned wine.
The mascot of VillaCapri. And of course, we'll be in this corner right here every Sunday. You can see, hopefully with my back not to you.
Oh, look, TJ Watt got a new deal.
Oh, here we go.
at
Friend's
that.
got some food here. Here we go.
Look at that. Is that a nice little chicken cheesesteak we got going there? Ooh,
There we go.
fantastic. So we'll be live here every Sunday, and this is the wonderful VillaCapri that is honestly like the best place in Doylestown. There is no others. There's no reason to go anywhere else. There's no any reason to go anywhere else for Birds games. This is all of ours on Sunday. And if you're an EPL fan and you want to get crazy, this is one of the best soccer bars in the state. The state, not just here, not the city, the state. It's where all the Arsenal fans come and join. If that's part of your game, come on out. Breakfast sandwiches, EPL, Eagles every Sunday. Can't get any better than that.
I think I saw some Italian merch on that statue out there. The Azzurri, undefeated in their last 37 international games.
There you go. There you go. So football is football, as we like to say. But that being said, we have a very important thing before we end the broadcast and before we end the podcast. We must finally do wins and losses for the entire year. This is the year.
yeah.
This is the date to do it, and I don't understand why everyone does it on the schedule release. The draft has not happened. You've seen no preseason. You don't know what the league is like. Now is the time to make your predictions, you lazy fools.
I mean, think about it. On the screen back there, I saw it flashed up. Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards may have both torn their ACLs in practice today for the Ravens.
Oh my God!
Holy
Right?
cow. Did they have a collision or something?
Apparently.
My
Now,
goodness.
Le'Veon Bell is their number one back, signed 2 days ago.
Wow. Oh,
Unreal.
that's devastating for them.
Unreal. All right, Vince Quinn. Let's take us to the schedule. I will keep note of the wins and losses, and then I will say Matt's wrong at the end because I know where he's going.
All right. So here's where we will start. It's going to be this Sunday, which again we will be here at VillaCapri this Sunday.
This Sunday.
For the season opener. as the Eagles travel to Atlanta.
Ooh. Matt, win or loss on Sunday?
Due to the world's tiniest connection to Matt Ryan, I'm going loss. I played with his younger brother, John, for 1 season at Penn Charter, so I got to go with the Ryan family.
Okay.
You're one of those, huh? Unbelievable.
No, very, very temporarily.
Tell the Matt Ryan from me to him, I hate him. I hope he loses. Bye. I'm just kidding.
Wait, have you not heard he's from Coatesville, John? They've never said that. He's from Coatesville.
I don't actually.
He's a local guy.
I just read his face. It bothers me. It's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
his fault.
whatever. Kyle
He's a
Pitt's
fan.
local guy as well, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. They're both going to lose. Eagles win week 1. I am totally in on this train. And by the way, I think it's not a must win. I'm not going
not
going
a
that far.
must win.
I'm not going must win. But this game can relieve a lot of pressure because as we go through
yeah.
the next couple of games on the schedule here, week 1 I think is their best game in a couple of weeks to go and get a win. I would love to see a win week 1.
Pressure creates diamonds. It's a loss, guys. I'm sorry.
Woo!
It's a loss.
If you want to make a stupid
I
shot bet
hate
with
that
me,
you haven't
hit the
changed
text
on this.
line.
You can convince me that it's not a loss on Sunday. I'm all ears. I might. I don't want to. My gut is saying don't pick against the Eagles, but I just feel like we're destined to argue about Week 1. We're not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, I think they're a one-sided offense. They just got rid of Julio Jones. They have a new coaching staff as well over there.
Yep.
I just have a lot of doubts about that team. And so looking at it, I can see the Eagles being just more solid. Just overall a more solid team. If they run the ball more, which I think they're going to do than you do,
Yep.
then they have all the reason to go and take this game control from start to finish.
Well, Matt, we head back home. The 49ers come for the home opener. Win or loss?
Now, I'm super curious to see how you feel about this, but it's your perfect 2 QB team, and
Finally.
I mean they'll be playing their starters. We barely beat them last year, and then they're going to have a healthy Deebo Samuel, a healthy Ayuk, Jimmy G,
They
Trey
sure are.
Lance,
Yep.
Kittle, and that defense. I mean that's a loss in my book.
It's a loss for Matt, so they're 0-2 to start the season.
Yeah, they're losing to San Francisco. That's one of the
That's a
best teams
loss.
in the league. That's a Super Bowl contender. They're just not on that level yet.
Blowout, Eagles over the 49ers.
Blowout?
In a big
Blowout.
way.
Whoa.
A big way.
Blowout.
Big way.
How?
In a big way.
Are the Niners taking a bus over here, or
It's possible, first and foremost. And in today's day and age, a blowout is like 31-14. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm envisioning just a monster game from everybody in the home opener. Eagles are great at home. They always have been. They've historically been great at home openers. I'm thinking big things, and that is going to flip the conversation around. Week 3, it's a Sunday night football, Monday night football.
That
Monday.
is week 3's
Monday.
Monday Night Football against Dallas.
And
in Dallas.
Matt, where are we going with this? Are they 0-3 by the time that they get to Monday night football?
Yep, Louis
Oh
Riddick never misses a chance to rip Howie. He's gonna do it a lot.
They
on
haven't
Monday
won
night.
a game in 3 weeks in Matt Martera's.
You got it wrong.
Universe.
That's 8.
Well, you see, now that I've dropped 3 straight games, that he drops an A.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I lost it again. Maratea. The Maratea. That's definitely at 8. I wonder if we'll be up to like in the hundreds by the time the season
You
ends,
have to
which
let
I
that
hope so.
marinate. Anyway,
Okay, Dallas.
they're beating Dallas.
They're beating Dallas.
Yeah, the whole world will want Dallas to win that game. All the national media, oh my God, Dallas. They're going to have something catastrophic happen by then, I think, just because they're a weird team.
Yeah.
And, they're going to beat Dallas.
Unfortunately, they're not going to beat Dallas. But they're also not going to lose to Dallas. They're going to tie Dallas, guys.
Okay,
It's a tie.
we have a tie.
I have our first tie of the season.
We have
It's
our
against
tie on
Dallas.
the board.
We make everyone very upset nationally, and we're on to the Chiefs, I believe.
Yes, Kansas City is week 4.
Matt, or don't tell me that they're starting out 0-4 against the Chiefs.
I mean, I don't see any way they beat the Chiefs.
God! And if we are going to come up with liquid death drinking games if we are going 0-4 and maybe add some alcohol to that along the way.
Yeah,
Chiefs, is it a loss?
it's a massacre.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hate to say it. It's Kansas City, man. You're going, I don't care that the game's at home. That's one of the best teams in football. Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. It's
Andy
a
will be
Kansas City
amped.
win.
All right,
Andy will eat us like a ham sandwich.
I'll save all that for them. It's a win again. It's not a blowout. It's a win in a shootout, and it's one of the best games of the year across the NFL. But it's a win for the Philadelphia Eagles, as I have them 2-1-1, and you guys we have got 0-4 and 1-3 heading into Carolina.
I've got them 2-2. I have them beating Dallas.
Oh, you have them winning. I forgot to mark that down.
Atlanta,
Sorry,
Dallas,
2-2, and we go to
Carolina. They travel to Carolina. They take on the Panthers. Week 5 matchup. I got to tell you, I think this could be a great game.
Okay.
This has the potential to be a super exciting, fun, I think, evenly matched teams. If Sirianni's who we think he is, plus we know who Matt Rule is enough, that could be like a really well-coached, physical, nasty, potential for a big play here and there. That could be a hell of a game. I'm really excited for that matchup.
Yeah.
I think it's a big measuring stick game. I think they lose to Carolina, by the way.
I also think they lose to Carolina. 0-5. Do not give me 0-5.
No, I think they win. I think it is going to be a great game, and I think Sam Darnold makes a fatal mistake. I think that's our big defensive moment of the entire year, maybe.
I think Carolina's on the up and up, and I agree.
I do think they will be a good team. They will be an improved team.
Yep.
Okay, now here's where it gets fun. The next game, 4 days later.
4 days later.
Thursday night
football.
At home,
against
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Win.
No.
Win.
No.
It's a trap game. This has trap game all over it. I forget what Tampa Bay's schedule is. In fact, I'll go and pull it up. But I remember looking at this and being like, well, if you're ever going to play the Buccaneers, who, again, they brought every starter back from a Super Bowl
Might
team.
as well be in the beginning of the year.
And on a short week.
Yep.
So for them to have it lay out like that where it's a short week, and I think they play somebody really good either before or after. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. They have the Dolphins just before.
Okay.
So you're playing the Dolphins, then 4 days later you got to turn around and play the Eagles on a Thursday night on the road.
I hope so. This is what you have to hope for. Tom Brady has to beat Mac Jones in week 4, and I'm with you on that same wavelength. If he doesn't, I might have to change my answer.
Ooh, revenge. Yeah. No, that's interesting.
So maybe he gets that out in Miami, but if he hasn't got it out by week 6, then it's going to.
No, it's a brutal stretch, though. Okay, so they're going to be playing Cowboys tonight, which that's a win. But then they play the Falcons, kind of stink. Rams, Patriots, Dolphins, then the Eagles on a Thursday.
Okay,
that's such a game for them to win.
All right, so you have them at 3-4, 1-6.
Yep,
And I have them at 3 wins and a tie. I forgot to write down the losses, so that's 3-1 at this point.
Okay, then we go to a game and this is a game where everybody in the world, I think, is descending upon Las Vegas.
Yes.
As the Eagles go, and they will be playing the Raiders there. I think that's a win. It's going to be ugly. You never know with the Raiders. Every week is different with that team. They're the weirdest team, but they're going to win that game. I believe in the Eagles in that situation. They're going to take it.
Matt?
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this game a lot looking at it, but I think what I love also about Sirianni is I see a little Gruden in him, right? Like that competitive fire, right? That just talking ball stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet,
right?
so he's going to
It's
retire
Gruden-esque.
like John Madden in the broadcast booth then, too, that means, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, I have that as a win.
A win. I also have it as a win because I trust Joe and the fans of Philly and literally the fans of Philadelphia to take over Las Vegas' stadium, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It becomes a semi-home game, and I like that. Vince Quinn, where do we go next?
Yeah, so next we travel to Detroit.
Loss.
Oh, that's going to be
It's Detroit.
That's a gutting loss.
It's Detroit. Same thing. It's just like Atlanta. It's always weird. They always have the wrong ref on the game. It's always too close. That's a loss.
Detroit is one of the weirdest teams because Dan Campbell is either a madman or a genius or both. Yeah. And I don't know. I think he's a madman. I just think he's a crazy person,
So
which
do
is
I.
fun.
Yep.
But I don't trust. I think they might play hard for a couple of weeks. By that point in the season, I feel like that boost of like, hey, let's bite off people's kneecaps and have 8 cups of coffee. Like, I think it's just going to wear down a little bit, and they don't quite have the same fight.
Yep.
Eagles can go and take that game. They're the better team. They should win this game. I'm going to Eagles over the Lions.
Yep.
Okay.
Caffeine crash. I don't think Jared Goff is all that good.
Nope.
And, I mean, their biggest weapon is what? TJ Hawkinson in the passing game? They can shut him down.
From the University of Iowa, I will have none of that disrespect.
Well,
Thank you very much.
I think he's a very good player. But if anybody can shut down tight ends, the Eagles should know how to do
It's
it.
very true. TJ, I'm sorry. I hate you that week.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 wins, 2 wins, 4 wins, and a tie for me as we go to
The home game next week. So this will be a home game against the Chargers.
Ooh, Justin Herbert
Yeah.
looking fine and unfortunately gonna lose at home to the Eagles. That's their 5th win of the year.
I have the Eagles losing that game.
Okay. Still 3. So we're at 3. They've only had 3 wins, 4 wins for you so
Okay.
far, right?
Yeah, plenty of time left.
Okay.
They got 4 wins.
Yeah,
4
no,
wins.
that's I don't see them being able to mount a successful counter to the Chargers offense.
Okay.
They're not going to keep up. It'll be closer than maybe we think, but
Man, that top 10 defense really carrying this team, huh, guys? Thanks.
Wait, just give it time. Give it time, and it's also they lose. That all matters too.
All right.
But yeah, I just don't feel great about that matchup. Passing game of the Chargers against the secondary is going to be the thing. It's going to be health for for the Chargers especially. They have major health problems over the years, like every year, the same way the Eagles do. So that's how that one's going to go.
and Herbert, a mobile quarterback, I think that is going to give them trouble throughout the season.
He's the right guy to be against the Eagles. There's no doubt. Next week is a guy who's a statue. They go to Denver.
Can't wait. That is a win on my book. I'm at 6.
Yeah, that's a win for me too. I think that's a really another like super ugly, miserable. You feel terrible about it. Goes down to the last drive. Like that's a scary team in Denver. Like they're not incredibly talented, but they got a lot of things going on. And if Teddy's even competent, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
So I just think the Eagles are better.
Teddy's Teddy. He's always been Teddy. Everyone tries to convince me, just like Ryan Fitzpatrick, that he's something different. Teddy's Teddy. I don't even know if he'll be starting by then.
Yeah. If Teddy Two Gloves makes it that far, I'll be surprised. But I see this as a gritty Eagles win, like a 17-14 thing.
Yeah.
Neither team does anything good, but they win.
All right. And we go to, where are we at now? I'm at, how many games we in?
All right, so 1, 2, because I didn't label weeks on this schedule, so that's all good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 games into the season at this
All
point.
right. At 10 games, I have them at 6, 4, and 1. No, 6, 3, and 1.
Okay.
5, and 4 for you, sir. And Matt is at a stern 8 and math.
Oh, and 2 and 8.
2 and 8.
Okay. Woo.
10 games, my bad. 10 games all around.
Okay, that is rough.
I've
so
had
where-
them,
you're at-
I
you
have
have
at
them at
least
5 and
at
5.
3, right?
3 wins. Yeah, 3 wins.
yeah.
There you go. So 3 and 7.
3 and 7.
So this next one, you're playing the Saints. Okay, so you're playing the New Orleans Saints. Thing with the Saints right now, Hurricane Ida. I mean, just the damage in New Orleans is
Yeah.
ridiculous. So they're playing games in Jacksonville right now. Like, how long is that going on for? I don't know. But even if it's a couple of weeks later, it's just the disruption of the rhythm. You're changing quarterbacks this year. Michael Thomas is hurt right now. We don't know when he comes back. What does he look like when he comes back? So all that stuff it's just very tenuous. They might be back as a team in normal rhythm with Michael Thomas by the time that game is going on. Could be a very tough game. Also could be a disaster for a deflated team that had a terrible start to a year and a changeover.
Yeah.
So I tend to believe it's more of the latter. And as much as the Saints are a better team on paper, I will take the Eagles in that game.
Is it
I'm
home
taking
or away? I forgot.
Home.
Yeah, I really like them here, too. I think the Saints are going to be horrible this year. I think they're a 4 or 5 win football team. Honestly.
I think this is one of the ones I've been talked into over the course of time because Jameis may have imploded by then. And if we could beat Taysom last year, we could beat Taysom again. We could beat Jameis. And, I mean, who's their biggest threat outside of Michael Thomas? Marquez Callaway,
Yeah.
right? And they let go of Latavius Murray just to save money. They know what's coming, and
He
it's
stinks,
not
too.
good.
Yeah. They know. They're gonna go try and draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I like a win there.
So the Saints, they
4.
head home, I believe.
We're up to 4.
Yeah, so that was a home game against the Saints. Now we start getting into the home stretch here, and this is where we start seeing that division run. So this is the first game that you get against the Giants. It's in New York, and that is a standard Sunday game, 1 o'clock.
Win, because the Giants are the 3-team win divisioner people.
Yep. I'll take them to
for
win.
there, too.
Yeah.
5 for there. Win for you.
Yep,
I'll take them
Giants
to win.
stink.
I'll take them to win,
Moving right.
cover, over, whatever you want.
Matt's got him at 5 wins. I've got him at
Smothered and covered.
You've got him at 7, and I am now at 8.
All right, next up, New York Jets returning to New York in a consecutive week, going
And,
back up and playing the Jets.
And by the way, almost 100% guaranteed that we're going to the Jets game with fans of Philly. We will let you know as soon as that happens in a week or 2.
And we're going to see a win, John.
Yeah, we're going to a win, absolutely.
I think the Jets are frisky. And that's the thing. You go into that game, everyone's going to be like, oh, it's the Jets or whatever. Like, but they got enough things going on that they'll put a little pressure on you this year. I think it's going to be a closer game than people expect, but the Eagles come out with the win there.
This is the Bill Belichick revenge tour, and the AFC East is going to be unfortunate that he's back to a defense that's actually committed to playing football this year, and the quarterback and all that other stuff, because it's not going to be good, guys. Yeah. Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl, I think.
Oof.
No.
Yeah, book them. Patriots are winning the Super Bowl, and if they are plus 250 or more, put a bet in right now.
I would bet Patriots wild card, but not a Super Bowl.
Okay.
But we're talking about the Jets, and
yeah.
This is a game I wish we could pick in like 3 weeks because I want to see how Zach Wilson pans out, but they don't have the weapons outside of that unless he plays so far out of his head. So I like him against the Jets. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
All right.
We're at 6
It's
wins.
a slow build.
Okay. And at that point, we hit the bye. So put that into consideration the rest of the way here.
Note from all of us to you, 215-509-5833. What do you want to do on the bye week? You want to hang out here and watch NFL Red Zone? Do you want to go gamble? Do you want to go just somewhere? Do you want to do something?
We could have a picnic.
You can have a picnic.
At the end of November. There's nothing that could go wrong with a picnic at the end of November.
Picnic in November.
Yeah,
Let us know.
let's do that. A pool party.
What are we talking about most at the bye week? I think we are talking about, can this team go on a Super Bowl run? It's just the obvious thing where everybody's, I have them right now at 9-1 with a tie and the back half of this to go, and I think we are probably talking about that at some point.
Ooh, I think we're still going to be talking about whether or not you keep Hurts. I think that's the biggest conversation at that point because the team's going to be competing for the division. It doesn't have it locked up. You're going to worry about that. The defense, I've said it before, I think they're going to win a couple of games for this team. So if that unit is as good as it is and the offense is like good enough, there's going to be all the reason in the world to go, hey, we'll see what Wentz is looking like at that point, how many games he has played. So, hey, we've got all these picks. Here's how it's lining up. The Deshaun Watson stuff is real. So, like that, Aaron Rodgers, everything. You're still going to be talking about whether or not he's the quarterback next season.
And I think your storyline is pretty much, do they go for the playoffs or not at 7 wins?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be all on Sirianni and the adjustments he makes for the rest of the season and the division schedule, right? Because that's, the make or break. When you talk about the NFC East and being a Eagles coach is beating Dallas, beating Washington, right? How you do in the division.
Yeah, 100%. Out of the bye week, it is pretty simple.
Yeah.
It is pretty simple after that. So it's just which is I think where we're gonna flip some things here. But what's it look like after the bye?
Yeah. So bye week, first home game against Washington.
That's another win, puts them at 10 wins on the year.
Well, I'm on the record now as an Admirals, Red Wolves, Defenders, Brigade, Red Hogs, whatever they are, team guy.
Yes.
So
Please go Red Hogs.
Yeah.
That is the funniest name they could possibly pick.
Yeah.
Please go Red Hogs.
I think it's a Red Hogs win, and I think it's convincing. I think it extinguishes playoff dreams.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, they're going to win that game. Coming off a bye, at that point, Taylor Heineke is your starter in Washington, or whoever they're spinning the wheel and trotting out there. I don't care
Matt
who it
says
is.
he's good though.
Yeah, he had one of the most amazing single playoff game performances I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I had no expectations for him whatsoever, and God, if he just did it and Brady didn't win the Super Bowl, that would have made me so happy.
Yes.
But alas, he didn't, and he gets crushed this week, coming off a bye against the Eagles. Go Birds.
Which then we go to
Now it's a home game against the Giants.
win, which
Loss.
puts them at 11 wins for the year for me.
Crushing, devastating, miserable, terrible, nobody's happy about it loss.
They've got to get past the Giants because by then Saquon will be out and they'll be talking about finally moving on from Danny Dimes. They'll be dying a painful death right in front of us, and it'll be so nice to watch someone in worse shape.
Division's clinched, by the way, when they win this game.
All right, where are they in my universe? How many wins do I have right now?
That puts you at 8 wins for the year.
Okay.
I think I'm up to 7.
You still are holding at 7.
Okay.
No, you have 8 that victory.
Oh, look at you, man. You're coming along.
I'll check on that. I think Vince might be at 9, not 8, but yeah.
All right, we're in the ballpark. That's
Yeah.
pretty much added at. Then we're getting on the last 2 games of the schedule. This is January 2nd.
Yep.
in Washington at Washington.
It's a loss because they rest.
Yeah, I think it's a loss because Washington might still need that game.
They're going to win this game. Yeah, I think Washington is done at this point. Like I said before, it's Taylor Heineke. You're spinning the wheel. The season's over. They're just looking for next year, and it's done.
And the final game of the year?
Final game of the year is on the road in Dallas. How about them Cowboys?
Lost because it doesn't matter. Their season ended a long time ago.
I think they win because I think Dallas has gone down the tubes. I think Cooper Rush is playing. Whatever happened in Dallas, it wasn't good.
All right. I think the Eagles lose this game for pretty much the same reason.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, they probably have 9-10 wins for me. That's pretty much where I'm at now.
That's where you're
I've
at.
pushed myself from 8 or 9 to 10
Yeah, you did.
in the
with
past
this,
24
with this
hours.
exercise, yeah.
I have continued to get closer to 10. So that's where I'm at right now. That's where we land on. They lose to Dallas. It is what it is. You won the division. Go get them.
I love it. I love it. There's been, please, your predictions for Sunday, the season 215-509-5833, or simply just click on the description of this podcast here, or wherever you see our YouTube or social at Bell Bird. Our link tree is right there. Come and enjoy the conversation. And I want to tell you, it's important to be in our Discord as well as the text line because they're for two different purposes. And the Discord will let you in on this now. I mean, that is eventually where our Bell and the Birdmen club members are going to be able to listen to all the VIP audio, all that other stuff. So, once we get there, that's why it's important. But more importantly, just to enjoy the conversation with the other Birds fans. It's been really fun getting to know people on both sides. It looks like we're going to have some nice weather on Sunday as well, a little overcast. So that's very exciting. I bring up the text line because this happened today, and I thought it was one of the coolest things ever. By the way, shout out to Justin from Tennessee who has got the apple butter ready for us to go. We do have a P.O. box that has like a bit behind it, and we want everybody to take part of it. But the good thing is my phone is frozen, so I can't even get to the text. But I did want to send a shout out to Philip, and I got to remember your last name. That's why I was going to it here.
So he can pronounce it wrong.
Philip, so I can pronounce it wrong. Congratulations to Philip Dudley and his now future wife, as they got engaged today in Italy. And I would show you that. I mean, she looks phenomenal and happy. But the best part about this is saying, no doubt, we're going to start 1-0 now. It's locked in. And it's the last leg of their vacation. They land back home just in time for kickoff. So right then and there, I'm already have to sway my prediction. The Birds are winning on Sunday because of that.
There you go.
Just like, I can't pick against the Eagles on week one. So that means twins. So I'll move one off the board. Hey, they lose to Dallas.
And now
twice.
You've made me an opponent of love. Wow.
So we can't wait for this season to start. To everyone at Liquid Death, to everyone here at VillaCapri, what an amazing experience and journey this has been so far, to take a chance on doing something completely different and new and awesome and independent. And that is why I gotta send another shout out to everyone that has used the tip jar so far. It hasn't given us your email address yet, but someone left us a $100 tip the other day. And let me tell you, sir, whoever you are getting us something quickly, because that is unheard of, and we're not expecting any of that. From Mario and from Sean, we've got $10 and $5, and that is all we're really expecting if you want to contribute.
Yes.
We don't expect you to go over the moon, whatever. This is the People's Podcast for a reason. We're all broke, so don't act like you got to spend thousands of dollars just to feel part of it. We're all a part of this thing. We just appreciate you guys giving Matt a job, giving Ashley a job, all these other people that are around here, the restaurant, Liquid Death. You are helping everyone, and that is the point. We didn't want to do a podcast that was just like, come look at us. Look at everybody. It's fandom. It doesn't belong to anybody but us. That's the vibe we want in here every Sunday. That's why Prem and Tech are going to be spinning records and spitting their takes. It's all ours, guys. That's the point. Let's keep it ours.
Yeah, we're going to have a microphone for you.
Yes.
So when you come
It'll
down
look
here,
like this.
yes,
On the stand like this.
So
Yeah.
so come on down to VillaCapri. You're going to have the opportunity to be on the show with us during games. Like, we
Yep.
want to talk with you, doing Rate the Take during the week. If you've got something that's going out there in the
Absolutely.
universe and we're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? What the hell is this lady talking about? We're going to bring you on the show. We want to talk to you about stuff. This is very much your thing. There's so many creative, talented people in the city. We know that. We believe in you.
Yeah.
So come hang out with us. Let's talk. Like, let's have a good time.
Absolutely. And Thursdays, it's a great day that we're doing this with Matt here because we really anticipate this being, Vince and I tried to get every podcaster to unite and just like come and hang out. And now that's what Thursday nights are all about. That is literally how we met Matt. Like, Matt came to Conshohocken, and shout out to Glenn and the Conshohocken Brewing Company for still like inviting us out there. We want to come back. I just moved from Concha, that's all. But this is our meeting place on Thursday nights. Like, this time, come in. Let's review takes. Let's judge everybody, including ourselves. Even if you don't like us, that's the point of this. Like, hey, I'm going to call you out for some things. This is all for fun, for community, and to get to know one another. We want to get to know you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. For Matt Maratea, for Vince Quinn that has something important to say.
I do. Which is, stick around after the music, by the way, if you're listening on the podcast, because we have a special little history program we've added into the program. So we have even more friends. We have Jeremy and Jose, and they do a sports history show called Bigger Than the Game. They're going to be doing some Eagles history for us throughout the season.
And then our plan is to take that little 2 or 3 minute segment that we do each week and expand it, because I know you guys don't want to hear the in July, okay? Like, I get bored of talking about stuff in July. I want to have fun. I want to go to the shore. Like, everyone should take off July. So we're going to try and create a historic series like Vince used to do.
Yeah,
and
I
just
missed that show.
Have that run throughout the month, because that would be cool. Just like everyone's traveling, everyone's going to summertime. Let's have some cool Eagles content that everybody can kind of take with them. So once again, for Matt Maratea, for Vince Quinn, I am John Barchard, and for Prim sitting in the corner with a beer. Come say hi real quick.
Yeah, come on, Prim.
Yes.
This Sunday, don't miss it.
Don't miss it, my friends.
is.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Adios.
Go Birds.